Are you guys hungry? Well, the pigs are really hungry this morning, as they are every morning. But I'm not in charge of the pigs. That's not my job, so. One of my kids will be coming out shortly, I would imagine, to take care of their morning chores and get those guys fed. Well, this is the time of year when we gather all the bulls out of the cows and we get them cut off and where they're going to spend the winter. We're using this as a bull pasture back here. I don't know, there's a couple of them back there you probably can't see on GoPro, but there are 2 left out in the hills that I saw a little while ago, and I need to go get them. And wouldn't you know it, they're clear back in the back corner of the biggest, gnarliest pasture, and the farthest they could possibly be from a corral or anything like that. So, and my kids are back in school, so I'm gonna be solo this morning. I'm gonna be on my own. So it might be interesting, but it might go really well too, we'll see. That's generally true of most things I do. I have no idea how it's gonna go. I hope it goes well. So I'm gonna get a horse saddled and head up there and see what I can get into. And I've got a good friend who just gave me, or is lending me, a bunch of pack saddles. And so my tack room is kind of a mess right now. I haven't gotten them organized yet or anything, but I don't know anything really about packing. I mean, I've been on a couple pack trips in my life, but I've never packed my own horses or anything. But I don't know. We have kind of these grand designs to maybe go on some fishing trips in the mountains or hunting or something and take some horses, but we'll see if that ever happens. LJ, I need you. I need you, LJ. Excuse me. That's a girl. That's a nice girl. Stand nice and still for the camera, please. I'm making a quick pit stop here at my folks' place because my dad has a really good cow dog, and I'm gonna take him today because he might make all the difference, especially if these bulls start giving me trouble. They get to fighting or they start brushing up on me. You're not Dietz. You're Blaine. Hi, Blaine. How are you, buddy? Oh, you're a big dog. Look how big this dog is. This dog is humongous. Look at the head on him. Hello, Blaine. Look at the head on this dog. Show him your teeth. Show him your teeth. Show him. Show him your teeth. Look at these. Oh, come on. Look. Show him your teeth. Show him. Oh. You're not being very cooperative. Dietz, come here. Come here, Dietz. Come here. I want to show everybody what a normal sized dog looks like next to Blaine. Come here. Let's give you a little size comparison. There. Well, here we are. This is the set of corrals we're gonna hopefully be getting these bulls into so we can haul them out of here. And the pasture that they're in, it's about a 3,500 acre pasture. So I'm gonna launch the drone really quick and fly it. I have a rough idea where these two bulls are. I saw them about 4 or 5 days ago, but they could have moved off from there quite a ways, and a 10-minute drone flight might save me an hour or more of riding easily. So I'm gonna go fly it and see if we can just find them right off the bat, and then we can go after them. There they are, just getting into the middle of the screen right there. Oh, there's the other one. Actually, what is that? There's several of them in here. Maybe a couple calves? This is getting a little complicated now. Looks like there might be some neighbor cattle in with those two bulls. There's something going on. Maybe they're a couple of my pairs. It's possible. It's not completely outside the realm of possibility. Anyway, well, I think we've got them pretty much located, so we'll get Horseback and get down after them. And we're off. Well, we trotted down here. It's been about a half an hour since we left the trailer and been on a pretty good trot just trying to get to these cattle, and now we're pretty close. They're just around this next bend. I gotta take my jacket off. It's getting warm. You see my mare's all sweaty. Let her catch her breath for a second. And I wanted to show you there's an old homestead here. And there's remnants of somebody's old homestead. There's an old stove. Pretty cool. And maybe remnants of an old root cellar up here. I'm not sure what they had going on here. I bet this was their root cellar. Yeah. Some rocks kind of formed up on both sides, and that was probably a door of some kind. I don't know anything about this homestead. I don't know who it was or how long ago, but probably in the early 1900s, I would imagine. That looks like concrete there, which would date it a little more recently, probably. Some old barrel. Pretty big hole excavated here. I don't know what they might have done with that. And somewhere along the creek here, there's an old pump jack where they would have pumped their water. Down there's a bucket. Oh yeah, there's the pump jack. There's an old pump cistern. Looks like they would have had a little pen here, maybe. Maybe, I don't know, water stuff, put stuff in on water. This is an old tank, old stock tank. But I'm not sure how reliable the water would have been right here, because as you can see, it's dry. It's usually dry. So it probably would have been a pretty dry, inhospitable place to try to make a living doing anything right here. You see, here's the remnants of an old corral. Old hand-cut cedar posts. They're pretty neat. They're still here, still in good shape. A little wobbly, but not bad. So it would be really interesting to know the story on whoever it was that lived here and what they were trying to do, and the challenges they would have had to overcome for sure living back here. Let's go get these critters. Oh, there's a bull right there. So I think actually I might go all the way around these cattle and bring them back up this way. So I'll just leave him for now. So where these cattle are is only about 1/8 of a mile from one of my trail cameras. I've got trail cameras scattered all throughout the hills. And about 5 years ago, I, as a way to kind of supplement income here on the ranch, I became a licensed outfitter. So I take deer, elk, and antelope hunters for a couple weeks every fall, and as part of that effort, I always put trail cameras out to try to get an idea of what's lurking out in the hills and kind of where to look when I have clients and so on. So anyway, thought we'd run down and take the card out of one of these cameras and see if we got anything interesting. We're on this prairie dog town, and there's a coyote about 150 yards off, and he's just standing there. He probably sees my dog and is curious about deets. So here's one of my cameras. I mount them on pipe posts, and I try to get them as high up as I can get them. Like, I'm 6'2" and about as far up as I can reach, and that way if you don't do that, the bull elk and the bears will mess with the cameras if they're anywhere within reach. So they have to be fairly high and out of the way. I'll just pop this card out and stick another one in there, and we're good. And I get back home, throw it on the computer, and see what I got. Let's go get these cattle. Oh, those are actually my cows. That's very interesting. So they just were somehow got missed up here last time we gathered. So I'm glad to be finding them. It's a good deal. Now if we can get them home, that'll be even better. I have found that usually cattle that we miss in the gathers are usually like, they tend to be more on the wild side, and that's kind of why we miss them. Away. 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 Ah. There's like 6 pairs and 2 bulls. So it's really good. I'm glad I'm doing this, because I honestly didn't know these pairs were up here. They've been hiding in the trees ever since I gathered, evidently. So this is good. The odd thing is I didn't know I was missing these cows. 6 pair. We preconditioned last week and the count was pretty much right on. And then I know what I have up at the Grazing Association, so somewhere something went wrong in my figures, my numbers. So go figure. It's a good day. I'm 6 cows richer than I thought I was. Hey, you knocked that off. It's possible, I'm thinking about what is going on here. It's possible that these pairs came up off of the meadow where all the big bunch is. I have all the gates open up into the hills, but I didn't figure any of them would actually go back up into the hills because the feed is so much better down on the meadow. And I opened the gates, I figured they could go, you know, up in the hills just a little tiny ways, but I didn't think they'd, I mean, this is like miles from where the big bunch is. And I guess it's, in theory, possible they would have wandered all the way back here, but the problem with that is that none of these calves have ear tags, which I tagged everything that went through the chute when we gave them their booster shot. So I am really just confused as to what's going on. Get her! Get her! It's a really cool little springy area, and you can tell the elk are rutting right now. And I can see elk tracks all in there, and the elk like to lay in the mud, and the bull elk like to come in here and wallow around in the mud when they're in the rut for some reason. And that's pretty cool. It's like quite a little oasis right here. And we got him. Good deal. Good dog, Deets. LJ's all tuckered out. That was a pretty good day. That was a pretty good ride, huh? Oh. Such a good friend. Best horse probably I've ever ridden. Old Jelly Bean here. She's a sweetheart. She's my partner. She's all tuckered out. That's okay, because she kind of got fat. She hasn't been ridden very much lately. She's just been sitting on the hay meadow with her buddies. So she got a little fat. So it's good to get her back in shape. We're gonna have lots of cattle work coming up here as we wean and ship and all that. So time to get back into work mode there, sister. Gonna haul these cattle down and get them where they belong, and try to figure out how my count was off without me knowing it. And anyways, thank you for hanging out with me today. Hope you enjoyed that. We'll see you next time on the Wyoming Way.